Okay, in today's lesson we're going to be looking at SOHCAHTOA and how we can use it to calculate missing angles. A handy way to remember this, I like to think of it: silly old Harry caught Ashley hunting tigers over Africa. But you could change it, you could say Sarah on holiday caught Ashley hunting tigers over Africa. Again, whatever you want to come up with yourself. What it means is sine of theta is opposite of hypotenuse, cos of theta adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan of theta is opposite over adjacent. If you're wondering what's what, well, here's the right angle triangle. Always the side opposite the right angle is your hypotenuse, and then the angle you want to find, the missing angle, or the angle you're measuring here, whatever's opposite that is, you've guessed it, your opposite. Now whatever's left is next to the right angle is adjacent. Okay, let's get into it. Again, here's one, it's a different angle, so that's going to be your opposite, that's going to be your adjacent, and that's going to be your hypotenuse. Okay, let's get into it. Right, here are the rules on the top, I've written them out for you. Let's look at question 1. So, we want to find out angle X. Well, I can see that opposite it, that's my opposite, and that's my hypotenuse because it's opposite the right angle triangle, and what's left is my adjacent. So I know opposite and adjacent, so I'm going to go to my rules and go, right, opposite, no, there we are. So tan of X, but I'm going to change this to purple to represent tan. So tan of our unknown angle, we can call it theta or X, we'll call it X for the sake of matching the triangle, equals opposite over adjacent. Well, we know what the opposite is, it's 3, and the adjacent is 8, so 3/8. So now we can say X, so I'll put it back in there, X is simply going to equal tan to the -1 3/8, and let's get our calculator up. Got it handily pre-ready to go. Function tan to the -1 3/8, and we get 20.6 to 1 decimal place. So our angle is 20.6 degrees to 1 decimal place. Okay, let's look at the next one. What do we have here? Well, we got the opposite. There we are. That's our opposite here. I put OPP. Right, what do we have? We're having something different now. Opposite the right angle, we have the hypotenuse. That's all we have. So we don't need that, Jason. We'll ignore that. So we have the hypotenuse. We've got that here and here. And we have the opposite. Well, it's not going to be that one. There we are. Well, and I'll change it to green now. Sine of X is opposite over hypotenuse. We know the opposite, it's 4, because it's opposite the angle. Sine of X is 4/20, so therefore X is going to be sine to the -1 4/20. Let's get our calculator back up, the magic of technology. Function sine to -1. Normally on a scientific calculator you'll hit shift and sine. 4 divided by 20. Ooh, I need to make my calculator a bit bigger so I get my 0 on. And there we are. We're going to get an answer of 11.5 to 1 decimal place. To our missing angle, or theta, 11.5 degrees. Hey, last one. You probably can guess what's going to come up, but let's do it properly. We don't have the opposite this time. Can you see that? We don't know it. So we don't have the opposite. Well, what's opposite the right angle? It's the hypotenuse. And we've got the adjacent here. So we don't have the opposite. So we can't use sine. So it's going to be or tan. So there we are. That's what we're left with. Adjacent and hypotenuse. So let's get into it. Red pen now for the cos. Cos X is adjacent over hypotenuse, cos of X of our missing angle. adjacent 6 over 10. So therefore x is going to equal cos to the minus 1, 6 over 10. You've guessed the routine by now. Let's get that in the calculator. Cos to the minus 1, 6 divided by 10. Ooh, let me get my 0 in. And there we are. We have an answer of 53.1 degrees. Lovely. 53.1 degrees. There we are. I missed an angle. 53.1 degrees. Let's just fill these all in now. 53.1 degrees. This one here is 11.5. And the last one was 20.6. If the question asks you to fill in all the angles, now you can just find the other ones now by doing 180 minus the right angle and the one we just found. Lovely. Well, here you are. Here's some practice questions. The first one I should help you out. It's going to be opposite and A for adjacent. There we are. So the first one you're going to be doing tan theta. Yep. Tan of the angle is O over A. And so on. Have a go at these questions. We get some fluency in here. Let's make sure we know these before we move on. Few little extension ones. Go on. Give them a go. Extensions. And then I'm going to give you the answers here. Don't worry. I'm nice to you. 3, 2, 1. Don't cheat. Come on. Here you are. So we got answers here. So let's get these nailed, and then we're going to do some Google form ones. And we're going to move on to some more fun worded questions in our next lesson.